Hey guys, Roland Newick here today. I'm joined by Natalie Sheehan from Resicom Financial. Nat, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Roland.
Pleasure. Guys, this is the first video edition of Secrets to Success. Again, today with Natalie. We're going to ask her 6 questions and get to learn about Natalie's journey and how she's got to where she is today and share that with you all. So I guess let's dive straight into it. The first question is, tell us a bit about how you've got to where you are in your career, a bit about your journey.
Sure. So look, I started in banking and finance in 1990. I worked for the Commonwealth Bank for nearly 10 years in all sorts of different roles. So I started off in personal lending, worked in business lending, commercial lending, business banking, branch management. So that was a great foundation for my career. Really good learnings in the Commonwealth Bank, great training program. So I went from there into third-party banking. I actually moved from New South Wales to Melbourne. Some great opportunities down here and still in Melbourne and love it. So I've worked for the building construction industry. I've worked in mortgage broking and I've also worked for some fantastic companies like Pepper Money, Home Loans Limited, which is now Resicom. More recently for Better Choice Home Loans and now at Resicom. So throughout those roles I've been a BDM, which I loved. I love working with brokers. I was a Chief Operating Officer with Better Choice Home Loans for a year based up on the Gold Coast. So that was a fantastic experience, learning, definitely a big learning curve for me. Working with the Finshaw Group, and more recently I've come over to be the General Manager of Resicom, and another great opportunity, great business. It's been around for 10 years and have a great team here.
And back home in Melbourne, I might add.
Yes, loving it back in Melbourne. Love the coffee.
Yeah.
Love the cafe culture, and now working in the city, which is fantastic. Yeah.
Oh, lovely. And what are some of the key challenges, Nat, that you've had to face? How have you overcome some of the challenges you faced in your career?
Yeah, sure. Look, I guess some of the challenges have been around, personally, around the confidence in putting myself forward for different roles at different times. It's an interesting aspect. I've spoken on this at some women in finance events, particularly being a female in the industry. Look, I've had some fantastic mentors that have guided me along the way. One of the interesting aspects is they all have been male mentors, but really had some great advocates in my corner, just encouraging me to put my hand up for roles when I perhaps didn't think I was ready. But that's given me the opportunity to learn and to be involved with some amazing companies. And look, I still have contact with those mentors. They're still in the industry, which is fantastic. And now I get the opportunity to actually give back and mentor not only young women in the industry, which I love, but also to mentor mortgage brokers, some other BDMs that I catch up with on a monthly basis. So for me now, it's not only about this role, which I'm relishing, but also about giving back. And
that segues perfectly into our next question, which is, what is it you love about what you do?
Sure, probably obvious, but look, I love the people in the industry. I love the opportunities that this industry affords people, not only for growth in their career, but also lifestyle opportunities. It is a fantastic industry that I'm quite passionate about. But for me, it's actually about developing people. So I think my current role, and I was talking about this recently with Stephen Mitchell, the owner of Resicom, that I feel like a lot of the skills and capabilities I've learnt along the way have come to align for this particular role, because we have quite a young team, and I'm really enjoying the aspect of developing them. And I guess opening up the opportunities in the industry that they may not have known about. So for me, it's definitely developing people.
And when you were a child, what did you want to be?
Okay, so in year 12, so I had wanted to be this for a number of years, but in year 12 my nickname was Maverick, and it was actually on my year 12 jumper, which is kind of really naff, but I loved the whole movie Top Gun. So I actually wanted to be a fighter pilot. I went through recruiting with the Air Force.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I love
So that was my goal, to be a fighter pilot. I did end up getting my pilot's license, just not flying jets, unfortunately. But I ended up in this great industry. So
Absolutely.
There you go.
And who knows what the future holds, Natalie?
Yeah.
What are your top 3 tips for people wanting to build a successful career in the mortgage broking industry?
Yeah, look, really know your why. Know what drives you. So in this industry to succeed, it really is about relationships.
Yeah.
It's about being able to build rapport with people, understand what's important to people. And that's whether you're a broker or a BDM or a manager. It's really all about the people. So I guess my top tip is to be authentic in building your relationships. You don't know where those relationships are going to take you in your career. Probably other 2 tips is learn. Be open to learning, not only skills-based training with like obviously your diploma, but also there's so many other fantastic skills-based courses that you can do, and also learning as far as learning from other people. So always be willing to realise that you don't know everything, and this industry constantly changes. So that's probably 2nd tip. And 3rd tip is probably communication is such a big thing. So always, I guess, work on your communication. So whether that be verbal communication, emails. There's a tendency, I think, with Gen Ys these days to shorten your communication. Everything's about emojis and texts are great, but when you're looking at something like an email or a letter, you really need to look at how you communicate and not sort of shorten things and actually articulate well. So, yeah.
Really good tips, Natalie. Thank you.
Thanks.
And last question, we'll wrap it up. What is standing out for you at the moment in the industry?
For sure. Look, I think there was a lot of hesitation, a lot of concern after the outcomes from the Royal Commission. There's obviously been a lot of talk about what it means for the industry. My personal belief is that it's actually created a fantastic opportunity for mortgage brokers in our industry. And my reason being is that mortgage brokers are already writing nearly 60% of all residential mortgages within Australia. So not only are mortgage brokers already doing a fantastic job, but more and more people are actually finding out now what mortgage brokers actually do. I think because of all the hype and the media attention on the industry, mortgage brokers can actually really step up now and go, you know what, we actually provide a relevant and a fantastic service to our clients, and we really need that support. And I think ongoing there is some great opportunities to actually become more professional and to actually drive this industry upwards of 60%. So I'm hoping we're going to get to sort of the 70s, maybe
that's the way it's
low
going.
80s. So yeah, that'd be fantastic.
That's such a great point, in that the average consumer now understands what a mortgage broker does.
Definitely.
Far more because of this Royal Commission.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us today,
You're
Natalie.
welcome. No worries.
Guys, if you have any questions for myself or Natalie, Natalie's number will come up on the screen. Please feel free to reach out. As you've just heard, she is very passionate about mentoring and helping people get a start and get ahead in their career. So hope you've taken a few things from this, and stay tuned for the next episode of Secrets to Success. See you later.